Don't you want to deal with the homeless veterans in LA County? We have the largest population. That's ridiculous.
Go ahead.
So, you support the Constitution, that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Now, are there any major court decisions that you disagree with?
Oh, where do I start? Dred Scott v. Sanford, Korematsu.
As in ones that currently stand.
Let's see, ones that currently
have not been overturned. Are there any major Supreme Court decisions?
Korematsu was not overturned, actually, sadly.
Agree with Marbury versus Madison?
Actually, no, I don't. That's a great question.
The concept of judicial review?
No, I do not.
So,
can I explain why?
Sure.
So here's the thing. The framers never intended for the Supreme Court to have that final arbitration. The Supreme Court, if you look at the Constitution, was to serve as an appellate jurisdiction, but they were not supposed to rewrite or strike down laws. In fact, presidents can do that, House reps can do that. George Washington, the president, says, I can veto a bill because it's unconstitutional.
So you're arguing that
Marbury has issues.
Madison, one of the foundations of Americans'
not necessarily.
System.
Well, it is perhaps.
Foundations in the sense that
You're
it's
right.
been around for 2 centuries.
You're right. You're right.
The fact that was decided at the time when there were still plenty of founders around,
yes.
And it was in fact a debate over a problem caused by founders. You think that they wouldn't have taken the time to clarify that if they were truly against the idea of the courts having
with judicial review?
Why don't you like Marbury versus Madison?
Okay, that's a great. I'm going to answer it. Hopefully, you'll hear an answer while you're hearing it. So what happens is the country was having to form its identity. Federalism was a necessity because there was a concern about all the states splitting off. Secession was not just an 1860 thing. They were threatening it in 1816 and 1804. The Hartford Convention, etc. Okay, so. And what the goal, I think a lot of framers just sat back and allowed it. Remember, it was John Adams. He was the one and only Federalist, incidentally. And this concept of assuring a strong federal government was essential in their view. Thomas Jefferson kind of went along with it, didn't challenge it enough, in my argument. What we've seen, especially why it's a problem, now I'm going back to this issue, is it's given judges way too much power. They are not legislators. They never were supposed to be.
The U.S. government comes from the sort of English civil,
absolutely,
civil law
common law.
Yeah, in common law, judges actually have a huge amount of power, right? So you actually.
I'm going to have to challenge that. I don't quite agree with that.
That is like where it comes from.
I disagree with that.
No, common law.
We are a constitutional government, though. England is not. So it's different. That's the difference. With the okay, I can't do both. So with the qualification, we are a constitutional republic. They are not. They are a constitutional monarchy, but the Constitution is something that's evolved. It's not the same.
Judicial review.
I'm going to have to disagree, but that's fine. Go ahead. So Marbury, that's why Marbury has to. It has given judges way too much power. We've seen this rapid, outrageous politicization. Our president has a right to ban refugees from certain countries. Obama did it, and there was no hullabaloo.
Separation of powers.
That is true. The Supreme Court, the courts in general, are supposed to be the weakest branch. You can find that in Federalist 71.
I mean, I would just argue that, first of all, the tradition having, judges be able to have a lot of power and be able to...
They shouldn't.
Well, I mean, that is... 1/3 the amount of... First of all, that is a tradition, but also if you really believe in judicial... Just having a decision stand for hundreds of years...
Because it's a matter of interpreting the law, not making law.
Letting in more
as I said, right, there's this sort of English civil law tradition and separation of powers. And it is the weakest branch, right? It already is the weakest
No, it's
branch.
not. Unfortunately, it has too much power.
No.
The fact that we fight... They do, though. Yes, they do. The exclusionary rule, stop and frisk, these are policy decisions that came...
If they can't, who should check that there's no illegal activity going on and put a check on?
Oh, absolutely. We have the House, we have the U.S. Senate, we have the several states, and here's part of.
The president does some illegal stuff. What should happen?
Well, what happened in 1973-74? The House started to go into impeachment hearings. There you go.
Yeah, that takes a year. So for
not necessarily.
Years, the president should go
It took 2 weeks and Nixon resigned.
Congress and
2 weeks and Nixon resigned.
Yeah, what if Nixon had not resigned? What would have happened
then? It would have gone through and they would have thrown him out.
Have power, then people obey their laws. Otherwise, you can get a tyranny very easily.
I disagree with you. We have checks and balances, and in fact, they've been dissolved, sadly. Go back to the original intent.
Exactly. You don't think there should be checks and balances?
Okay, but it's not about the U.S. Senate. Senators are being elected by popular vote. That is wrong. They should be elected by the legislatures. Why? Because they're supposed to represent states, not people. We need to reinstate that.
The Constitution was changed, though, to do that. You have a problem with
We're allowed to do that. It should be redone. I think we should repeal it.
We should vote on that, right? According to you believe in the Constitution.
What's the Constitution? You have the majorities in 2/3 vote in Congress. President signs off. 3/4 of the legislatures approve it. Done.
Well, sure, but the Constitution was changed in the early 20th century, so that's fine.
It's been changed 27 times.
So, but I don't understand why you don't like the fact that we have a real separation of powers, where they're checks.
I love it. I've just given you an example to make it more so.
But wait, so why should
back to Marbury versus Madison?
If the courts say that something the president does is unconstitutional and illegal, why would you not respect that?
Okay, it's not their job. Remember, they're a judicial body, but enforcement, that's where the states come in, for example. Here's a very sad example, sadly. Exactly, here's a sad example. So, Supreme Court ruled for the Cherokee Nation that they had a right to stay where they could, but Andrew Jackson said, get out. He said, let the court enforce it. That's our point. Courts are not the port of enforcement.
Well, you agree with Andrew Jackson in that case?
No, hell, I'm very much opposed to that. I agree with the court.
The law should be...
Because they interpreted the law. You're misunderstanding.
Trump's favorite president?
Yeah, Andrew Jackson.
I have a real problem with that. And you know what? I have a problem with that. Remember, I don't agree with them on everything. I don't agree with tariffs being imposed as a way to somehow make American businesses better. We have to pay that cost. I have a problem with that. I told you, Andrew Jackson should not be his favorite president. But I'm not going to hang him from a tree for it.
You oppose
so you don't like
judicial
Trump.
review, but you dislike Trump because he ignored judicial review.
Okay, where did he ignore judicial review? Because we were talking about Andrew Jackson.
Exactly. Andrew Jackson ignored the Supreme Court.
That's not why he likes Andrew Jackson anyway, by the way, but that's something he needs to keep in mind. Yeah, that's why. Liberty, guns, beer. I don't drink beer. I'd put a Bible or a book there. Truth. Trump. Okay, anyway. Yeah, that's what it is. That's my pro-LGBT. See, you're talking about Andrew Jackson as a populist figure. That's what Trump resonates with. I still don't like that because this is a guy who was a land thief. This is a guy who... So, again, this is the problems we're seeing in our...
You don't like Trump for some aspects, right?
Well, of course, I don't have an altar to him at home. Of course not.
Why not?
But I love a lot of the things he's done.
What do you like?
Okay, for starters, he's pro-life. He reinstated the Mexico City gag rule. Our tax dollars don't fund abortions overseas. He actually expanded it. He did better than Reagan did. Reagan was pro-gun control. Donald Trump supports the Second Amendment.
Why not just a sort of standard Republican who would also kind of...
Okay, wait a minute. I'm telling you why I like Trump. Let's stick with that first. So our energy policy has improved. Because we export oil, our prices go down. We actually have a more thriving energy market. More jobs have been created. The Keystone and the Dakota pipelines that have been built. We could talk about his fighting for religious liberties, reinstating constitutional rule. Yes.
Arthur, S-C-H-A-P-E-R?
Yeah, you got it.
Everything you said so far is sort of a standard Republican platform, more or less. I
Okay.
think a lot of us here don't really have... I mean, we don't like the standard Republican platform. We don't have as much of a huge problem as with the Trump administration. So what's the Trump aspect that you like? Because I think I'd have a lot more of a problem.
You know why? Okay, so I can add... That's a great question. He is a rigorous enforcer of these principles. He's willing to take down the corrupt media, and he does it over and over. He's a fighter. He's a guy who is not politically correct. He doesn't get intimidated by the Washington class. He's actually draining the swamp. Reagan slowed the growth of government. We've actually seen the national net go down by $100 billion, which is like nothing, but it's still better than zero.
So Trump is not a small government conservative, right?
I'm going to disagree with you on that. I'm looking at what's happened. National debt has gone down. 10,000 jobs have been cut in the Secretary of State. That's a lot of money that gets saved. We're not wasting money on these non-abstinence programs. Regulations have been rolled back, 860. Oh, brother, he's small government. He's doing it.
So you say you're pro-Second Amendment.
Yes.
You say that Trump is pro-Second Amendment.
Yes.
So you also say there's checks and balances.
Right.
So I understand that Trump can't do anything about Hearing Protection Act or the Shush Act or things like that until Congress presents
If these are bills that have been passed into law.
However, there's plenty of executive orders that he could overturn right now.
Great. Let's talk about that.
With import bans, dealing with
on firearms.
Restrictions.
Great.
Yes. Why doesn't he do that if he's so pro-Second Amendment?
He needs to get moving on it. I agree with you.
He's pro-Second
Just because he hasn't done it now doesn't mean he's not going to do it. He should do it.
He's had 8 months into the presidency.
Okay,
This is
a term
not
is
a high priority.
I'm going to disagree, but okay.
That I have.
Could I add one thing? I'll be really quick. There was a regulation from Obama that targeted senior citizens. If they were drawing SSI, they could be under investigation and have their Second Amendment rights curtailed. Correct. He removed that. He actually signed a law to do that, by the way. So I'm just letting you know. So give him a chance. Okay, go ahead.
That was something that I believe was handled more by other drivers, including the ACLU, representing or recognizing the lack of due process.
Okay, but Trump did it.
But again,
so what's that other question?
Things that he could very easily do that would greatly improve gun owners.
I say step on his throat, man. Tweet like crazy. Tell him get busy. I don't think there's a reason he's against doing it. There's a lot of things going on here. We got immigration. We've had North Korea. We've had Iran. Okay, the president doesn't have 15 arms, but you should make it an issue. You are a pro-second. That's why. Remember, he works for us. We don't work for him. Step on his feet. Step on him with both feet. If you work with the NRAs, go after him.
Where are the other Trump people? I'm honestly wondering.
Where are the other Trump people? I came with 4 others for starters. If I'm the only one here, I'm the only one here. What's your point?
I was just wondering.
There are 4 others. Marco Gutierrez is here.
What is the Trump-specific thing you like?
I gave you all of them.
Which one?
I gave you talking about pro-life.
Standard Republican.
Sure.
Do you like the strong anti-immigrant stance? Right.
He's not anti-immigrant.
He is sort of.
That's fine. You're allowed to have a flag. You can do whatever you want. That's fine. I hope I can hear you. I don't like they drown you out. I want to be able to respond. So.
Definitely seems to be very anti-certain groups of immigrants.
I'm going to disagree with you. There's Latinos for Trump, Asians for Trump, blacks for Trump. Marco Gutierrez is here. He immigrated from Mexico.
Yeah, I know there are a few sort of token people, but my impression definitely is a lot of the laws.
I don't know why they want to shut us down. I want to be able to hear from you. That's another reason I show up. He's not anti-immigrant. He's anti-illegal immigration.
So you like the immigration stuff?
That's very important. We need to secure a border. I have friends of mine who have lost loved ones to illegal aliens.
I have friends who are from Iran and are like graduates.
That's fine. We should make racists afraid again. I couldn't agree more. Nobody should think that they can impunity attack anybody who discriminating against them because of color of skin. I couldn't agree more. Go ahead.
I have friends who are from Iran who are totally sensible and who can't now come back. Their families can't visit, couldn't visit for a while because of these incredibly obnoxious and targeted racist
what they endured in Iran.
No, they can't. There was a ban on people from Iran and other countries.
Okay, the 7-nation ban. Iran was not on that list.
It was. Yes, it was.
If I'm wrong. Okay, I know. Let me see. It went from 7 to 6.
It doesn't make any sense.
I want to make sure I got this right. It's okay like you said, get my facts straight. So I want to get my facts straight. So I know it was Somalia. I know it was Somalia. I can't remember. Iraq. There was Yemen. I can't remember them all right now. Shoot, there's a lot going on. But give me a break, okay? I know a lot. I hope that does resonate some way.
What was the point there?
Yeah, what is your point? What were you trying to say? About anti-immigrant? He's not anti-immigrant.
Well, he's anti-Muslim, right?
No, he's not. When did he say that?
Why would he pick those countries out?
Because they are failed states.
No.
Yes, they are. They are failed states with a history of terrorism.
They all happen to be Muslim.
What's your point?
My point
there
is,
are Christians there too.
Iran, for example, has no.
And there are Jews in Iran. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought they all left.
Iranian terrorist has ever attacked the U.S.
When you have the head of state, can I speak to that? When you have the head of state who says we're going to blow Israel off the face of the map, that was Ahmadinejad. And then you have Islamic fundamentalists who believe in the Mahdi. He must be brought here by bringing globalist violence. That is their views. Global violence, yes, including going after Israel, targeting America, which is the great state, and we are allowed to take that stance.
Sorry,
you disagree? That's fine.
No,
so this is the LGBT flag, right?
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 7 colors. Good. This is a real rainbow. The LGBT flag only has 6 colors. So this is a real rainbow. Do you know what the rainbow means?
No.
Biblically, it means God's grace. It speaks to peace to the world, that he would never hit the world with a flood again. You actually have a real rainbow. I appreciate it. 1, 2, I'm going to count it one more time because people aren't going to believe me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 colors. This is a real rainbow. This is good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, how does that work? Are we making America great again by
This is a nice one. Just make sure to give us space, okay? That's all.
Oh, it's a different.
That's fine. Thank you. This is a real rainbow. I appreciate it. Making racists afraid again. Why do you think people are racist?
I think Trump's racist.
Why?
Trump's racist.
How is he racist? How is he racist?
get the job.
I'm here to talk about it because I'm trying to show he's not. I got a guy named Marco Gutierrez I could introduce you to like right now. You don't want to talk to him?
No.
You don't like him because he's a Mexican of Mexican descent? Okay. Okay, that's fine.
White.
White.
Yeah, I know
White.
that. I don't care about color.
So, okay. So if we stop,
but if
stop
they're illegal-
aid for people who are don't fit into that
No,
category,
if you're
then
not
that's
born,
okay.
if you're not born in America, you don't get American benefits.
So what's your history? Where are your people from?
Let's see, my grandma, I think, immigrated here in the 40s. No, I don't know the time, but I know she immigrated.
She's an immigrant. Okay.
She immigrated from
Sure.
Mexico, so did my grandpa on my dad's side. My grandfather on my mom's side. Let's see, I believe.
Do you think this boy is
No,
racist?
they don't.
Or young man, pardon
They
me.
didn't- they didn't-
You don't know your
Do you think he's racist?
We all
No, I
are.
really
I
don't.
understand.
We're all racist? I want to have that discussion. Why do you think
I
that?
know a Mexican.
Well, no. I mean, it's
You mean like there's a prejudicial aspect in human nature?
evolutionarily. Right.
Okay.
If you don't look like me, then,
You know
there's
what?
going to be a
Okay.
line.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe in evolution. I don't accept that. I don't find that the science justifies that.
You mean natural selection?
So natural selection is not evolution. They're two different things. So I do recognize there is evidence of that when you see certain types of finches on certain islands, right? The Galapagos
Sure, we'll use that
study,
example.
but that's not evolution. Can you give me any extant existing evidence of one species becoming another? Because that's evolution, right?
No. That's not from one species to another. That's a species evolving.
That's evolution. That's evolution.
No, that's one species evolving to its next step, and it's only by step, and it takes a long time.
But wouldn't you agree that it becomes a new species?
Greater than 6,000 years.
So
Pardon me?
wouldn't you agree that that becomes a new species? When you say the next step, so it's the same creature?
It's the same. It's kin.
So then it's not an evolution; it's just growth.
Growth as in evolutionary growth. Sure.
I think this is where part of the problem is coming, where terms are not precise. But this notion of an origin of species based on a gradation of change.
But your
I don't
argument
agree.
will only receive leverage if you parse the words to your definition.
Not at all. I disagree.
Oh, no.
How did I do that? I'm listening.
You almost did, but it's okay.
But I'm telling you, that's what evolution is, right? Okay, how do you define it? I'll start with your sense of it.
I don't want to define evolution.
Well, it kind of limits the discussion, doesn't it?
Well, what do you discuss?
Because you're saying I was parsing the words inappropriately.
Well, you're going to get to, in order to wrestle your definition.
This is a real rainbow. I'm so glad to see a real rainbow. The LGBT flag is not a real rainbow. I wish people would notice that. But at any rate, so yeah, I believe in a divine origin. I absolutely do. Many philosophers did. There are many scientists who still do. Intelligent design is flourishing again. It's been rigidly suppressed. There's a documentary you can watch. It's called Expelled. Ben Stein is the host for that documentary. They are rigidly politically silenced in many universities. You'll have professors lose their tenure because they believe in intelligent design. That's wrong. I think we should have freedom of discussion on that issue too. Here we are having freedom of discussion, finally and at last. Yeah.
I mean, is there any peer review in that system?
Peer review is important. Yes, there is peer review. Absolutely. But the problem is yes, by others, absolutely. But I would have to say that it's very limited because so many of them have been expelled. Peer review is also getting politicized too. There are certain rules that have been in place about certain things that you can and cannot do. There's a gentleman named Romero. He's now a professor in Texas. He was at Cal State Northridge. He talked about research when it goes into families, parenting, homosexuality, heterosexuality. There are a lot of the documentation is based on voluntary statements. That's not exactly scientific, but there's a lot of rules in place which prohibit other kinds of research, so it makes it difficult to affirm proper information. So I'm sorry I'm throwing a lot of stuff out there. I did, but we need to do this. I don't see why this is a bad thing.
Because what that is
and even if you think I'm a total nut.
No, it's a smokescreen strategy, which I've seen many times in the press and left and right press. It's okay.
I gave you a smokescreen. I'm sorry you feel that way. I was trying to make an argument. What do you think I'm covering up?
Well, what you're doing is the purity of whatever argument, whatever statement you make is most important to me. So if you start to hear statistics or this say, they said, then we're getting away from the actual essence of either the ethics or
I would disagree with you.
Or your position. Yeah.
You're making a good point how there's stats and there's evidence and then you've got moral principles. There's a distinction there. I agree. Now you can have your stats. I would submit to you evidence, biology, statistics affirm biblical morality. They affirm a lot of these values. They don't fight against them.
But the biblical...
Occupy the farm, I like that.
Right.
Yeah, you probably answered this question 20 times already.
I'll answer it 21st. It's more important for me to share, us to share.
Okay, I'm very much afraid of nuclear war, whether it's with Russia or
I understand.
Korea, etc.
Or how about Iran?
And also, I don't like, humanitarian intervention, which means war, imperialism. But I wanted to ask where you stand on nuclear confrontations, which can lead to nuclear war.
Look, we would love to live in a world that's perfect peace, where every one of us could beat our swords into plowshares, okay? But unfortunately, it's still a fallen world. We still have evil people out there who are rigidly demanding power at all costs. It sucks, it's evil. Nuclear armament is a means in the hands of liberal democracies, constitutional republics to ensure safety. Britain having a nuclear weapon is not a bad thing. Iran having one is. This is why. Because Iran has this messianic vision, Islamic vision, that requires massive destruction, including the destruction of Israel. And that's how I see it. I don't want North Korea to have a nuclear weapon because they're interested in bellicose warmongering for power and for resources. Instead of using a capital system, it's the communistic rigidity in North Korea which has created so much poverty.
Let me ask you about,
I hope that wasn't a smokescreen. I hope I answered it.
I'm just listening to...
And you can laugh at it, it's okay.
This answers a lot. I mean,
we will probably not agree on anything.
I may disagree with a lot of that, but...
okay.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to fascism too. I hate it. It is absolutely outrageous. I feel like Antifa is the most fascist group we're dealing with lately. I mean, they resort to treason, they resort to threat, they resort to hate, they're resorting to violence. I mean, there was a press conference we have a press conference that was shut down at Alamo Park. I went there. I saw 100 San Francisco police officers having to protect a park. Shouldn't they be protecting our streets? Shouldn't they be protecting American citizens? It was ridiculous. And then there were police still there. So I'm glad. Yeah, I have a card. That's it. Just my card. All my literature's online. I couldn't agree. Okay. Whether you agree or disagree. There you go. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
I got your back.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Good to see you. I didn't give you a card. I'm sorry about that.
It's all right.
There you go. I couldn't agree more. Let's have this discussion, because I feel this is another problem. The terms just are falling apart, like evolution. What is it? How do you define fascism?
Fascism is the will of the people to impose their views about purity on the rest of society.
Okay,
and government sanctioned.
So fascism is people imposing their views?
It's government sanctioned.
You mean individual persons or the people?
People in power. People in power.
Imposing
How
their...
about as a mass?
As a mass? That's what I'm trying to understand. Because I don't like mob rule as much as I don't want one person being a tyrant. So that's a big thing.
So Antifa can't be fascist because
I disagree.
It's not a state.
I disagree with that.
No,
fascism can also be behavior. That's a good question. I'm going to challenge
It's
that.
a mob.
Fascism is state sanctioned.
That's one way to say it.
The frequency of the human mind will react to each other and create mob rule. This is what's going on.
Well, I think that's
if somebody can look it up, that would be a great place to start. If you look it up on your phone, if we want to find a stable definition,
fair enough.
that would help. We really need to do this, because here's the other thing. What we're seeing a lot of times with Antifa is people who are political opponents get labeled Nazis just because they're opponents of some issue, and it becomes an excuse to commit violence against them. That's wrong.
I'm opposed to violence.
Good, I'm glad. I am too. I wish that other people shared my views, but...
Okay. I looked at the definition. It says that
fascism
is a form of radical authoritarian nationalism.
Okay, authoritarian...
Dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition,
I'm going to disagree with that.
and control of industry and commerce. That came to prominence in early 20th century Europe.
Okay, so they're speaking to a movement that was by Mussolini, he was left-wing, by the way. Mussolini was not right-wing, he was a socialist, and then he merged into using the force of the state in order to administer that. He was not, he didn't even get rid of Jews until Hitler kind of forced him to. So,
right, which was fascism.
Okay, so I'm going to have to limit I think that definition, though, when you see like a large group of people resorting to violence, resorting to force in order to silence people, what you have there is fascist as well. So I think the definition does need to be changed a little bit. So that's how I see it. You're allowed to chant. It's free speech. I don't mind.
But the thing is,
I couldn't agree more. What is it? Oh, sure. Give me a sec. There you go. It's hard to have a conversation when people are shouting. But see, we started with the definition, so what do you want to talk about?
Anything.
Okay.
I don't give a Democrat or Republican can talk to me about anything. Don't vote with me.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So tell me, do you hate Trump? Do you like Trump? And why?
I'm a Republican, but I didn't vote for Trump. I'm not against him.
Okay.
But you know what? If you're for him, come talk to me about it.
Can you tell me why you're against him?
I'm kind of put up a lot of things that he says. I think that he handles his manners in an appropriate way.
Sure. He's not a very manly person. I would agree. He's politically incorrect.
Yeah.
I would agree that he sets people off. But I kind of like that.
Can I ask you a question? What they brought to me, but can't we go back in history to see what has gone on and what's going on?
It's freedom of speech. You're allowed to chant against the president. It's okay. That's fine. I just wish that, like you said, we could have... She doesn't even support Trump, so...
But everyone thinks it'll be different.
Yes. Keep it simple. Thank you for your service, officers. Thank you for your service, gentlemen, ladies. So, for you, the issue with Trump is that there's an incivility about his communication.
I think I agree with 2 or 3 things he says. I think a lot of his issues that he doesn't know how to be a president politically.
Okay.
He handles politics in a non-political way, and so I think that throws me and other people off. You know, I think a lot of times also when he's trying to come across something like saying fuck racist.
Yeah.
The reality is, like, when he came out for president, he said, he didn't say Mexicans are bad, he just said, you know, Mexico would be off the cartel from that. Or,
yeah. They send people from other countries. You have Australians who cross the border illegally. Japanese, Chinese are crossing the border. We have Middle Eastern terrorists crossing the border. They come from Mexico.
They say...
Come on over.
Let's talk about
You're saying that Middle Eastern terrorists are coming out.
They are. They have. They've caught them. I don't have all the reports on it, but...
How many people have died since the terrorist attacks of 9/11? How many Americans have died by Middle Eastern terrorists on U.S. soil?
So, that's a great question. I don't have all the stats on it. I don't know.
More people have died by sharks since 2001 than by terrorists.
Okay, so domestically. And my answer to that is we finally have a good system in place that's protecting our country. That's a good thing. I don't want people dying in our country by terrorists.
Good. So you're saying the system is good right now?
When you say the system, we have to recognize that we have the travel ban that's now been instated and is in effect. That has helped. Let's also remember that, let me finish. So before that, during the Obama administration, we had a number of terrorist attacks. Yes, they were by Americans who had been radicalized. There was one radical who had actually gone to Yemen, and he had become a fully fledged member of ISIS. And in fact, he was put on the no-fly list. And it was right for that to happen. He ended up going to Mexico and then flying over to that Middle Eastern country. So our procedures are getting tightened up, and that's a good thing. It is a good thing we haven't had another 9/11. Let's keep it that way. 9/11 didn't have to happen if Bill Clinton had used the CIA to go after an international threat rather than using the FBI, which is dealing with domestic issues.
True, but it also wouldn't have happened if Ronald Reagan hadn't have given the guns to the people who later became the Al-Qaeda.
You're talking about the Mujahideen. Yeah, foreign policy is
we kind of fucked ourselves in that.
I'm going to disagree with that, but I recognize the frustration. Foreign policy is a really dirty business in the sense that you don't have clear good guys and bad guys sometimes. At the time, our biggest threat was the Soviet Union. The Soviets were gobbling up countries. They were attacking our sovereignty. They were undermining our economy, or attempting to do so.
From Germany, I understand the Soviets.
You were born in West Berlin, is that correct?
West Berlin, yes.
Excellent. Das ist gut. Okay. My German is not that good. My family, my great-grandparents were political refugees from Germany, from Prussia. It wasn't even in Germany yet. So you know about that more than I do. So the point is, we have a new threat that's come with radical Islam. So am I going to blame Reagan? No, because with foreign policy, hindsight's always 20/20. So I understand what you're saying, though, but I'm not going to fault Reagan that he helped the Mujahideen to take down the Russians in Afghanistan who had invaded that country. We need to get out of Afghanistan. I'm a little dicey about Trump's decision to send in another 4,500 troops. We'll wait and see. I'm not sure. I'm not absolutely opposed to it. We'll see.
That we need to stop being the big brother.
I'm just turning around, just safety-wise.
I do agree with you that we do need to stop being the big brother.
That's a great way of saying it. That's an absolutely great way.
But at the same time, you agree that foreign policy is a dicey business, and someone really needs to know what the hell they're doing.
Okay.
When it comes to foreign policy.
So you feel like Trump isn't qualified?
We've had to deal with I'll go back to North Korea.
I'm sorry about that. I keep interrupting.
We've had to deal with North Korea's psychotic rulers for quite a long time.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yes, and at this point in time, we have a dictator who could lose power.
Who's that? Kim Jong-un.
Yes.
Yeah.
Things are slowly starting to snowball, and he's slowly realizing that the only way he can keep the people going,
and that's why he's so belligerent,
is by threatening America and keeping a militarized force.
Right.
Yes.
That's a great point you just made.
It's a great tactic to keep power, but we have a guy who's so desperate to keep the power of his family, and now we have a gentleman who is just like fire and fury. Do you really think that's wise? That's domestic. That's foreign policy.
Do you feel that? Okay, wait a minute. You feel that Trump is making it worse?
I feel Trump can make it worse if he goes too far.
So he hasn't gone too far yet.
I believe he's literally on the ledge.
Okay, so let's hope that he stays there. What I believe is that people like Kim Jong-un, he's like a belligerent, spoiled brat who's gotten away with it. He, his father, and then his father before him, they've gotten away with everything. And now you've got Trump, who has stood his ground. Okay, well, we're safe, we're talking. That's what matters. You have to talk tough to these people. Because Kim Jong-un is a thick-headed, evil man. But he's not as evil as Iran. They have no problem blowing themselves up.
That's not about Iran.
I know, but I'm just giving you that as a qualification. So I appreciate your point. We're staying with North Korea. By putting pressure, he's putting pressure on China. China is the one propping up North Korea. Why does China do that? To control the region. So now China has to play ball with us. We're going after them for currency manipulation. They're cyber thieves. Would you not agree? Routinely, copyright infringement. We got to challenge that. Trump's doing it. That's fine.
I will say two things.
So China,
China has already stated to North Korea.
Yeah.
You start something, we're done with you. Remember, China's like, you start something, we're not touching you. You're done with it. We're not supporting you. We're not giving you anything else. Remember that? Two, China realizes that there is, and this is a scientific standpoint, this isn't really political and all that stuff. In fact, there's a super volcano on the edge of North Korea and China.
There's a what?
A super volcano right underneath.
Oh, people are hiding there.
No, not hiding there. There's like Yellowstone. You know Yellowstone's a super volcano.
Oh, I see your point. Okay.
There's one on the border.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
North Korea to stop that shit. Because if we do attack North Korea, there's a good chance we could accidentally set off that volcano. And it's only about 10%, 20%.
I'm going to sit down for a sec, okay?
No problem. So I understand. Again, there is foreign policy that needs to be treaded lightly, and we have a guy who's poking what you call the cub.
I'm going to disagree with him poking him. I think that he has drawn a clear red line to ensure that Mr. Kim Jong-un stays in his pen. We do need regime change, and that's the point I wanted to agree with you on, was we got to be careful, because a failed state there, like there's nothing, would be bad. It'd be bad for South Korea.
If we go in there, North Korea will literally become Iraq. Because we go in there.
Well, no, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. A vacuum of power, yes. But
and that will create extremism because the diehard loyalists could make it so much worse. Do you think that could happen?
It's possible, but it would not turn into Iraq because we're not dealing with Islam. Islam itself has a radical core to it, which allows for destruction. It allows for targeting non-Muslims, but the Korean culture doesn't have a religious radicalism to it. So I'm not as worried in that regard. Buddhism doesn't have that history. Taoism doesn't have that history. Christianity, no, it does not. You can go. You give me scriptures. So we're going to move to another subject. Is that okay? Are you okay with the North Korea thing?
I'm okay with the North Korea.
So I want it gone. We got to be careful. China is the one propping up Kim Jong-un. We got to get China, and then what I'd like to see is a united Korea where there's no more communism, and it's going to take a while because South Korea was under a dictatorship, but it was a nationalist government that phased into a constitutional republic. That's what I want. Now, Christianity, the Inquisition you're speaking of, that's not biblical at all.
Of course it's not biblical, but at the same
That's my point. Christianity, look at the Bible, look at Christ.
It's still done with religious intent.
And it's not Christian. It is not Christ-like.
Of course.
So you agree with me on that point? Okay.
I agree with you that.
And I absolutely hate the Inquisition. They went after Jews. They went after, it was evil.
But, have you read the Quran by chance?
I haven't read it from cover to cover, but I've read verses, I've read chapters. Yes, I have. Surahs.
Can I at least get you to admit that Islam, technically speaking, is part of the Judeo-Christian religion?
No.
You do not believe?
No.
Even though Jesus is in the Quran?
Jesus is mentioned, but it's not part of the Judeo-Christian values. I know they're mentioned in it. Yes, I'm aware of that.
Even though Allah is literally the Arabic word for God itself.
No, it's not Judeo-Christian. Not at all. Why? Because you have passions. And this is how crazy. It's a cult-like. It's a political cult. You can go to Surah 3, Surah 4, Surah 5, and you will find passages in such blatant contradiction. In Surah 3, it talks about how if you believe in God based on Torah or God based on the gospel, Christian or Jew, you can still go to heaven. But then in Surah 4, it says if you don't believe in Allah, you go to hell. Well, which is it? These contradictions are throughout the Quran. It's insane. Don't believe me? You can talk to the former Muslim Musab Youssef, whose father founded Hamas. Now talk about go.
Now I have Muslim friends.
I do too, actually. I do too.
I've dined with Muslims. They are nice people. The radical part that you speak of is just a sect.
Okay.
It's not the core itself.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay,
you could go. So I'll let you finish and I'll respond.
At the same time, when you radicalize a faith, of course it becomes dangerous. Now, I will say that Westboro Baptist Church is a very, very tame example of it.
No.
Because
okay.
Radicalize
I apologize.
Their views of the Christian faith. If you want to be true to everything that's Christian, your shaved head would send you to hell. That lanyard you wear would send you to hell. Do you agree with that?
Of course not. That's not in the Bible. That's the problem. You see, here's the distinction. These hate groups like the Westboros, they are a hate group. I denounce them. I hate that. I hate that. That isn't in the Bible. Whatever they're pushing is not in the Bible. But with radical Islam, it is in the Quran.
Yes. But
that's the difference.
No, what Westboro Baptist pushes is also...
No, it's not. Show me, give me an example in the Bible what they're pushing.
God hates fags.
No, it does not say that.
Man shall not lay down with man, that is an abomination.
That's a behavior. But you got to go to the New Testament. For God so loved the world. Okay, what's your point?
If everyone stayed home and left each other alone, we wouldn't have any fucking problems.
You know what, I agree, but the problem is there's such evil people like Kim Jong-un who want to mind everybody else's business. In fact, they want to take other people's business. Go ahead.
You're just telling us to come. Did you come here to
just tell us to go? That's so awesome, I know. He said, mind your own business, and then he interrupted us. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I like that.
I completely lost track.
What's your name? I'm sorry. I can't believe I... Say it again? Will Arthur. Awesome. Do you mind? We are against Nazism. Trump supporter and anti-Trump. Against Nazism. Left-wing ideology must be defeated. Yeah. Okay, there. I'm done. We are against Nazism. I really encourage you. You got to add a hammer and a sickle.
Left-wing ideology.
It is. Study it. Because it's based on the Democratic Progressives. Margaret Sanger, eugenics. The Nazis borrowed from that. Racism. like what they did to black people. The Nazis followed that pattern. The Nazis followed the pattern what was done to you.
About the Dixie Dems?
I'm talking about all Dems.
Because the Dixie Dems, because the racist Democrats from the 20s, from literally the 1800s to the Nixon era, from the South, those are the Dixie Dems.
But there were other Democrats who were racist in Ohio, in Oregon, in Wyoming. No, no, that's not true. So let's start with the Dixie Democrat argument. You're going to tell me there was a big switch. There was not. I'll explain that.
I'm out on my parking time.
Oh, no, you got to go. Okay. I don't want you getting a ticket in Berkeley. All right, later. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
Well, if you want to do some mediation sometime online, we did it with Joey and on the counter, Joey Gibson. We did one of the empathy circles with him and the counter. We'd love to, do a dialogue with you online if you're up for it.
If I have the time. Okay.
Yeah. If you do.
You're well. That's fine. I'm not against you having that poster. I just don't like people getting beat down because they have a point of view that people disagree with. If you want them gone, you want them gone. It's a free country. What is it? Rights for all. Pass the Federal Dream Act. Okay. So you full citizenship. You want illegals to have citizenship.
Hell yeah, because they the blood. Straight like that.
Let me sit down.
They the blood. We need them.
They the blood?
They the blood. PLUG.
Plug for what?
Don't worry about it. They the blood.
I disagree. I think citizenship is a prized status that we shouldn't undermine. Those are my views. I don't support illegals. I don't support amnesty. But we're allowed to disagree. So you're against the two-party system. Somebody has that poster. Why do you want to drive Trump out? Why do you want to drive him out? He's not even here.
I think we're all here just to stand up for what we believe in.
That's fine. I want to know what you believe.
So there's a lot. It encompasses a lot of things.
You want to? Trump should not be in the White House. He's got to go.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we believe that people should be treated with respect and dignity, and I don't think he does that.
And you feel that Trump is not doing that?
No, I think he's inciting a lot of violence towards people that are minorities and are vulnerable.
Okay.
And so we're here.
I'm sorry you feel that way because I have a lot of friends who are Latino, Black, Asian, and they support Trump, and they don't feel marginalized at all.
Are they here?
Yes, I've got Marco Gutierrez. He's, I think, over in that direction, for example. There's a lot of I'm from LA County, so we have a large Latinos for Trump coalition down there as well. We have one lady, she's from El Salvador. She's an immigrant. She came here legally. And that's the reason that I come here in part. I believe you really feel that way. And what I want to say is, it's not true. He's not a racist. He's not a bigot. He's not anti-immigrant. It's just not true.
Can I ask you to join the conversation over here? Because we have some guy that's on your side, and I don't want to gang up on him.
Yeah, we do have that concern. I don't bring violence, but I've seen it brought to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go this way. Oh yeah, we're together. So we've had a lot of great things to talk about. We didn't agree on everything, or maybe we agreed on guns.
They just don't want to listen.
Well, that's not true. You listened to me. But they didn't listen to you.
Especially him. Every time you bring up a point, he's like, "Yeah, okay." So then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but how do you?
What was the point of conflict?
Disavow
right now, we're talking about housing.
We've already done it thousands of times.
Oh,
what I said
but
was,
they show up. Do you ask them to leave?
What
yes,
you brought up?
we have. In fact, that's a great question. I talked to a guy, Baked Alaska was his name, and they immediately said, get out of here. But then they didn't even have a rally. The police, the ACLU defended the free speech permit in Charlottesville, and then you got the local police force kicking it away. Excuse me, you talk about constitutionalism. The governor of Virginia doesn't seem to care. That's a real problem.
No, you guys have some people who don't believe in free speech at all.
You know,
and they like to kick people.
You mean
what do you mean, you guys?
We're not Antifa.
No way.
We're the other side.
Okay. Okay.
No,
so
Antifa stops free speech. Not us.
They do absolutely because
you guys stop,
now when you say you guys, I don't know who you're talking about. You say you guys.
I'm going to give an example. After the Arizona rally, within
which one? The one that was last week?
Yes.
I was there.
Within 5 minutes, the counter-protesters were attacked by police.
Okay.
That's Trump's orders.
No.
That's Trump.
No.
Oh, come on. Trump has
Phoenix is a democratic city. So that's the first thing. And here's the other thing too you need to keep in mind.
Why did the counter demonstrators get attacked?
Because they were attacking others.
No.
Because they were not following the procedures that were laid out. I just went to the federal park, Crissy Field, and I was told by federal agents, a group of 25 plus, you need to disperse. These are the rules that are imposed.
Well,
I don't. I didn't cancel anything. I was there.
By having dogs.
I was there. I was there, ma'am. I was there. I was there. I was there at Crissy Field. I was there to talk to non-Trump supporters.
How could you possibly believe in this man who is a racist?
Why is he a racist?
He's a racist because he discriminated. Hey, okay, let's start. His father was arrested at a KKK rally when he was little.
No.
B, he discriminated.
So the first thing he said is not true.
Well, he says it's not true. The Washington
now the housing said Washington Post says it.
Yeah.
The same Washington Post that routinely changes its headlines.
I disagree about what fake news is.
No, I didn't say fake news. I just said that this story. I did not say false news. I didn't say that either. Now you're talking about the father. Now, so you said why is he a racist? By the way, he's a Trump supporter and an immigrant from Mexico.
So he can't be racist, right?
Racist. I'm just saying.
So he discriminated against people with his housing. He,
okay.
At his rally, he said, "Go attack that man." When they were African American counter.
Give me 3 examples, and I'd like to respond to them. Okay, you talked about his father at a KKK rally. We're talking about the son.
You already said it wasn't true. Okay, I don't believe you.
No, we're talking about Donald Trump, the president.
What about Obama's mom?
We'll take care of that next. Definitely. So let me deal with the housing issue first. There was a federal lawsuit, correct? And my understanding is that was fought against. People file lawsuits all the time claiming bigotry. Give me a break. A settlement doesn't mean guilt. So that's the first thing. Now, that wasn't Donald Trump. That was the father, correct? Now, when you're saying racism, now here's the other thing. Oh, it was the son. Okay, so I'm sorry, but he has a homeless black woman, for starters, who is living in the hotel to this day. He provides her shelter. That's it. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I'm giving you one example, and then we'll go to larger examples. I didn't mock you or roll my eyes when you spoke. If you're not going to listen to me, it's okay, but I'm allowed to respond.
And I'm allowed to.
Absolutely. So here's the deal. We now see black unemployment is plummeting. Black businesses are improving. You don't agree with that? Do you see that? That's too bad, because I think it's a great thing that people of all backgrounds and colors see their job prospects improve in this country. Thank you. So when you say he's racist, that's just not true. I'm sorry, but it's just not true. Well, I didn't get to finish, actually, when you were mocking me. Not true. I allowed you to give me 3 examples, correct? And I want to respond to them. Now, the third one regarding this was, there was a rally where it said, take care of that guy. I don't recall him saying a race. You're making it about race. I didn't make it about race, you did. So that's it. Chicago, Black Lives Matter invaded that convention. He didn't say that.
He sure did.
This is what he said. When Mexico says they're... Let me do this and then this. So let's talk about the Mexico thing. When Mexico sends their people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing crime, they're bringing drugs, and some of them are good people. He did not say they were rapists.
There are.
I'm not saying all Mexicans are rapists and drug dealers.
Because it's true. Out of Mexico, you're getting a lot of crime. It's true.
No, but why did he make it? Why does he walk such a fine line towards where his message can be interpreted to sound, hey, because he keeps giving the white power salute?
No, he doesn't.
Yes. You didn't see it.
That's not white power.
Not this one.
That's not a white power sign either.
He's giving this one too. And I'm like, I wonder why is he doing that?
A fist in the air. I saw a guy that's a socialist.
With meaning.
Because of U.S.
You do it.
A fist with meaning? I have my hands open like this.
Go ahead and do it. Any salute. You can do it.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
So I'm observing. I've got eyes.
Okay, what did I do?
You're an animal. You can see someone else's signal. The way you're laughing now. It's like, oh gosh.
You know why? Because it's unfounded and just silly. I don't mean to be disrespectful to you.
You're talking about the political engagement. The political engagement is what we're observing, and his skill. His skill.
Okay.
In interpreting.
Trump's skill.
moments, movements, posture, whatever it is meant to convey this specific location.
No.
The location is this shady.
Can we get back to a serious issue again?
He has plausible deniability.
I want to get back to the serious issue of, did Donald Trump say that Mexicans are rapists? Let's get back to that, please. This is what he said.
We're going back to that.
So he said, Mexico, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists, they're murderers, and some of them are good people. The fact is, a large majority of crime is coming across the border. And that's true. Now, it doesn't mean, did he say that all Mexicans are rapists? No, he did not say that.
Did he say that, and America is the greatest consumer of those goods?
Did he say that? No.
We're the greatest consumer of Asian drugs. We're the greatest consumer of whatever we're going to get from that.
Let me just wrap this up. So I want to establish this. He did not say that Mexicans are rapists. So now we're going to move on to the drug issue.
Yeah.
I agree. We've got a serious drug problem in this country.
That's the issue.
Opioid abuse is, I mean, I'm staggered by it. I still don't quite get it. It's terrible.
Get it.
It is bad. I'm agreeing with you. I've listened to congressmen. This is a rarity. The congressmen are more ahead of this issue than I am. We had a congressman in Illinois named Mike Bost who stood on the floor last week and said, we have an opioid crisis in my state. I'm not aware of it. I'm now aware of it.
Indiana's
Indiana too.
Chicago? Where are you from?
Torrance, California.
Torrance. Oh, okay. Well, you were...
Yeah, South Bay. The other South Bay. The good South Bay. So this is what we got to do. We talk about issues. We have a serious opioid crisis in this country. How do we deal with it? We could decriminalize. I'm not sure. I'm a little worried about that. I think we need to deal with the cartels. We need to build a wall. We need to ensure that people can get treatment and not criminalize them.
Can the president prioritize issues like we just described versus ones that seem to be divisive?
Well, he has.
Nationalistic.
Well, he has. The border security is part of that. He talks about it. He was in New Hampshire talking about that issue. In fact, New England is ravaged by this opioid abuse. Let's see. Just saying hi.
Oh, it's this guy here.
Okay, that's fine. So just checking out.
Is he an ally?
I don't know, but let's talk.
He got ushered out a little while ago.
That's fine. So I just want to make sure that we're not getting attacked. That's all. So opioid is a serious issue. Immigration touches on that big time. It's still a surprise to me to this day. New England is ravaged with this. In Massachusetts, entire cities are wiped out because of this opioid abuse. It's criminal. People need jobs. We need to ensure that American workers get jobs again. And that's something Trump's working on. You want to end the race problem? Make sure people have work. Make sure people are able to prosper again.
Well, and having jobs isn't the only way. That's kind of a
part of
way
it.
around it.
Sure. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
Good.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? I'm good. So I would like that to be happening more often rather than racists go home, you're a commie, you're a Nazi commie. It's useless.
So it just depends.
You agree? You may not like Trump. That's okay.
No, but it's his style. Sadly.
We've got to do this. And this guy took on a whole horde of a lot of fascists who were in front of him. I think fascist is not just a government thing now. Now, I think that has to be adjusted. I could be wrong. But what I'm seeing is violent thugs. Oh, absolutely. I agree. No Nazis should be tolerated to commit abuse.
My question is, you are one of the very unique among your group, but not all of you. Most of your organization, whoever.
Whoa! No, just don't. 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 Keep it peaceful. Keep it peaceful. Peaceful, please.
You didn't answer my question.
I didn't hear it because of that. So
I say
I'm a rarity.
You're very logical in your way, making a peaceful conversation. But I have seen personally most of your group who participate in this kind of action. They're very violent. They're very rude. They do the same words. That's my experience. I'm
sorry you feel that way. I hope to change that. This guy's a Trump supporter. So am I.
I'm very agree.
He's not violent. He stood with me and spoke.
Very good.
He spoke peacefully. We've got a lot of people we could talk to that speak peacefully. Okay, it's a free country. You can do whatever you want to him. Okay. Now, why do you say fuck Trump? Why? Because he's against this amnesty?
That nigga's an Aryan brother. Fuck him. He ain't about shit. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. I'm with my people, nigga.
He's He's not an Aryan, but okay. Now I want you to notice he came at me. I was going to talk to him, but that was it.
No KKK, no fascist USA.
It's free speech. They're allowed to say it. They're allowed to say it. But I'm allowed to speak too.
No Trump! No KKK! No fascist USA!
Folks, go ahead and share it. We're allowed to.
No fascist USA!
Freedom of speech. You did get through?
No Trump!
Okay, go ahead, officers. I'm just backing up.
USA! No Trump! No KKK! No fascist USA!
Okay, cops did their job.
No KKK! No fascist USA!
No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Obama, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Obama, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Obama, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Hillary, no. Now remember, who took a photo with Robert Byrd? The Cyclops, Hillary and Obama. They both did. They both fraternized with KKK. They did. It's the truth. And who started the KKK? The Democratic Party. Republicans were killed by KKK. No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Obama, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Obama, no KKK, no fascist USA. Now I want you to notice how violent it got. We didn't incite the violence and the police had to step in. No Hillary, no KKK. Why is he stupid? Why is he stupid?
Why these people are educated? You're not.
Okay. Why is he not educated? Okay, but why is he not educated?
Why are you trying to I call you not educated? You're not.
Why is he not educated? Wait. Why is he not educated?
I'm already on the internet.
I'm trying to find out.
I know who you are.
I'm Sam Hyde, dude.
Hey, he's not educated. Why?
I'm Sam Hyde.
You're fucking moron.
I'm Sam Hyde.
Why is he not educated?
No KKK, fascist USA.
No Obama, no KKK, no fascist USA.
No Trump.
No Obama, no fascist USA. No Obama, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Obama, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Obama, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. What is it?
KKK, no fascist USA.
Who's she?
She's the girl who's like,
Oh, she's here?
yeah.
No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Hillary, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Obama, 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 no Hillary, no Hillary, no Obama, no Hillary.
No Marxism USA.
No Marxism. No hate. No racism. No bigotry. They need to be educated.
KKK, no fascist USA.
She was trying to get violent with me too. This is the violence right here. It's with the left. The violence is with the left. I don't do the violence. Trump supporters are not bringing the violence. The left is doing it. Why are you hiding your face? Why are you hiding your face? Not anymore. Unbelievable.
Get your ass home, bro.
Why?
You're not messing with that fucking bullshit.
I can go anywhere I want. I'm a citizen.
Yeah,
you don't have to like it. It's okay. You don't have to like it. It's free speech. You can hate it.
Hate speech is not free speech, brother.
I disagree. Hate speech won't kill you.
But
you hate me?
You'll be killing people.
I'm not killing anybody. I'm standing right here.
People will.
I'm not killing anybody.
Nazis yesterday.
Oh, hell no. Nazism is the left. I've been here and I was in San Francisco yesterday. I was the only one at Alamo Park. You're allowed to speak. You're allowed to hate. But
hey, am I actually hating on my group of people? No.
Of course not.
You guys don't want to hate on people who are brown, who are not white.
Not at all. I came here with Marco Gutierrez, an immigrant from Mexico. He's a Trump supporter.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't want to. Okay, that's nice. Okay, that's nice. I didn't shut you down. I'm listening to you. I'm allowed to stand. I'm allowed to speak. Freedom of speech.
Yeah,
I'm allowed to do that. You're a Teamster? I was in a couple unions myself.
Shut the fuck up.
I didn't like it,
no
but...
Nazi can be a union brother. No Nazi can be...
I'm not a Nazi. I agree. That's wrong. I hate to say it, but Nazis, they were National Socialist German Workers' Party. They were labor-ites.
That bullshit is not welcome in my fucking union.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I don't want communism either. Communism killed 100 million people. Nazism killed 60 million. We don't want any of that. I agree. I absolutely agree with you.
Definitely. You were a union brother? Shame on you, brother.
Why?
Shame on you.
I'm not allowed to join a union?
Fuck no.
Why?
You're a Nazi.
But why?
Piece of shit. No Nazi can be a union brother.
I'm not a Nazi, thanks.
No Nazi can be a union brother.
Okay, so... Do you want to go beyond that? Why is labor unionism declining? Why is the membership going down? It's kind of scary. Why? It's going down. I'm trying to talk to you.
No Nazi.
Grew up. I'm an adult right now. You have a problem with Trump because why?
You're a Nazi little bitch. You're a Nazi piece of shit.
Name one thing that you have a problem with. I'm listening. I don't like everything he says either. I agree with you.
You want to separate people? That is what he believes in. And that is
in what way? Building a wall is about sovereignty, protecting our country.
It's like a white supremacy.
No, it's not. Why? You're allowed to speak. I was willing to listen to you. Where's the hate? I'm listening to you now. You don't have to agree with me. It's a free country. So the ones who are the Nazis want to shut people up. And I don't want to shut anybody up. I wanted to be able to have this discussion. People keep saying, I mean, what else do you have to do? Hell, I could have a black wife, Asian kids, and a Hispanic grandparent, and let's just put the fucking race card. It never ends in this town. That's what it is. It's ridiculous. It's just emptiness. I talked to this guy. Labor unionism is going down. Why is that? I'll give you two reasons why. First of all, because unions aren't fighting for jobs anymore. They're just doing what a couple of elites want to do. The head of the United Food and Commercial Workers, I was part of that union. I worked at a grocery store. He gets $500 grand to do what? Sit on his ass? How is that helping workers? They're forcing up the minimum wage. It's pushing everybody out of their jobs.
How's that different from a CEO?
A CEO? Oh, what's different from a CEO?
Somebody sitting on their ass and making a lot of money and not doing shit.
Actually, the CEO does a lot. It's a big difference. Why do you disagree?
You know how many CEOs I gotta call you out on that one.
Yeah, call him out.
With him, but that's laughable.
We don't have to agree. It's not about being on a team or against anybody. You know,
CEOs usually start businesses, they don't get paid for years.
Exactly. Do you understand that? I worked at a marketing firm. Let me step in really quick. I don't even interrupt. Let me step in. I worked at a marketing firm. The CEO, you know, he had to restructure his company. I got laid off because it's out of his pocket. It's getting to a point now where individual workers are making more than the business owner.
Then why do you have 1% of the population that controls over 90% of the wealth?
They don't. I'm going to disagree with you on that. By the way, Bernie Sanders is a one percenter now. He sold with that book and the royalties he got. He filed his tax returns earlier this year. He's a 1%er.
About individuals, but we're talking about systems.
Okay, so
there's a trend in the larger system, right?
Okay,
you have a lot of wealth
we're talking about
traded with a small percentage.
Okay, here's the answer to that. Wealth changes a great deal. I think that Bezos guy for Amazon, he was the wealthiest guy in the world for like 5 minutes. It changes all the time.
Putin's the most wealthiest man in the world right now?
Oh, hell no. That guy runs a dirt hole. LA County has more energy than Russia. Yes, they do. And LA County has issues. Believe me, I'm from LA County. I'm from Torrance, California. I'm willing to talk, and then they walk away. So that's what I'm trying to lay out here. I was trying to talk to that laborite, and he walks away. Labor unionism is going down. Why? And I'm saying again, why? Because jobs are getting better without unionism. Unions are hurting workers now. That's why.
Black lives matter.
All lives matter. Do you agree with that? Or just black lives?
Black lives.
What about all lives?
Black lives matter.
Okay, they don't matter? That's weird. Okay, freedom, socialist. Do you think that those terms make sense together?
Black lives matter.
Fair enough.
Black lives matter.
Absolutely.
Black lives. Say it with me, brother.
I agree. Black lives matter.
Say it again. Black lives.
I also believe that white lives matter.
Black lives matter.
What about Hispanic lives?
Black lives matter.
I said it.
Black lives matter.
I'll say it one more time.
Say it with me.
Black lives matter. Say it again. Black lives matter.
Black lives matter. Say it with me.
I absolutely agree with you.
Black lives matter.
Okay.
Black lives matter.
Absolutely.
Black lives matter.
Sure, I don't disagree with you. Do you think they're under attack? Why? Why?
Black lives matter. No, we're not talking with you. Black lives.
But I want to talk to you because you're serious about this, and I came here to have that discussion. Are you willing to do that?
No. Black lives matter.
Okay, if I put it aside like this, you're willing to do it? I have to keep it on for my safety.
No, you don't need any safety. You need to go home.
No, I do not. So white lives do not matter? Okay. So who's the racist? Yes. Sure. Arthur Schaper. I'll just give you my card. Yeah, it has my number too. Thank you. Okay. So you don't want to talk, you just want to tell people to go away. Okay.
It's not the place to have a judicious, balanced discussion.
I disagree. We got to do it somewhere. I'm a citizen of the state of California. I could do this here. I could do this in Torrance. I could do this in Kern County. I should be able to go wherever I want to.
You have a right to do all kinds
Thank you.
of things that are not particularly wise.
I disagree. This is the place to do it. If we can't do it here, we can't do it anywhere. It saddens me that Joey canceled this. He shouldn't have. We're mingling and there's no violence. It's too bad. I'm just trying to figure out who I'm dealing with. Oh, experience?
Los Medanos Community College.
Okay.
Experience. Oh, thank you.
I wanted to talk to him, but they didn't want to talk to me. I stand with Charlottesville too. It's terrible what happened. It's terrible. Heather being killed by a crazy driver running into her like that. It's terrible. I agree. I agree with you. I'm absolutely against hate. So why do you feel like this is a problem? Well, what's the problem? You feel like Trump alone brings hate?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
His speech, his rhetoric.
Like what? Give me an example.
About immigrants, about...
What did he say about immigrants?
What did he say about the woman killed in Charlottesville?
Let's start with this.
No.
Okay, now he did condemn it. I was at the Phoenix rally where he repeated himself. He condemned it. Yes.
No, he didn't say her name. He didn't talk about it.
What's your point? He did condemn it. He condemned the violence, and it was on both sides.
He's using alt-right speak to tell his people that he's all in favor of what they're doing.
Okay, explain outspeak. I don't even know what alt-right means anymore. It's been misused so much, it's insane. There are people who are these white nationalists. They are big government freaks who want welfare. I'm fully opposed to that garbage. I don't want that. So I'm sorry. We have a lot of slippery terms, and it's making it really difficult to understand what's going on. I feel it's really unfair. Okay, absolutely. So I had spoken to her, but she didn't want to talk to me. You were willing to talk to me even if you disagree with me. I'm a Trump supporter. I don't hate you at all. I'm trying to understand why you feel that way.
We're not here to listen to you. Black lives
Okay, well then you don't have to listen.
Black lives matter. You are not welcome here. Black lives matter.
Sure. What about white lives? Do they matter?
Black lives matter.
Do Asian lives matter?
Say it with me. Black lives matter. Can we agree
Do
Black lives
all
matter?
lives matter?
Can we say Black lives matter?
Black lives matter.
Okay, but you can't say that all lives matter. Why?
Black lives matter. Black
Okay,
lives matter.
is that the only language in your vocabulary? I don't believe that. You said to me some other things. What else? So Hispanic lives don't matter? Immigrant lives don't matter?
Black lives matter.
Okay, this is not a way to have any kind of a discussion.
Black lives matter. Say it with us.
Why do you want me to leave? I just don't understand. Well, we're not going to solve anything if this is how you deal with stuff. You're not going to have any victory if you're just repeating it. No, I don't have to leave. then you can leave. Then you can go. I was willing to talk. It was good talking to you. Even if we didn't agree on anything. Well, except for the Second Amendment. Okay, so he wouldn't say anything to me. Will you speak to me now? Without the camera, right? I want to hear and be able to record what people say because I respect what they're saying. And other people should hear what you have to say. Because you know what? Like with the lady there who was Black Lives Matter and wouldn't talk to me, is that really what everybody's like? I refuse to believe that. You're already talking to me.
I'll talk to you. So, what does your shirt say?
I'm pro LGBT.
You're pro LGBT?
Liberty, guns, Bible, beer. This is the only shirt they had. Trump.
So you can really support Trump?
Absolutely.
How can you do that?
Because he's pro-life, for starters. He extended the Mexico City gag order so that to protect life that our tax dollars aren't paying for it. He's pro-Second Amendment. No, not just that. Second Amendment, protecting life. And that's also protection of life with the Second Amendment, self-defense. We've seen our energy policy improve. Gas prices are going down across the country.
What about all of his misogyny and anti-LGBT?
Okay, now, let's start with the misogyny. Okay, you know what? He speaks off the cuff. I think that Rosie O'Donnell is a pig. I think she's disgusting and immoral. And it's okay to use that kind of rhetoric.
And you think our president of the United States...
Okay, that's a free country.
I don't actually think we should talk because I think we have such basic disagreements.
No, it's okay to disagree.
I need to go charge my phone.
That's what... I'm okay with that. I'm not afraid of disagreement.
I know, but I
oppose white supremacy. I'm freaking glad you're against it.
Did you support what happened in Charlottesville?
No, it's evil. Nobody should be killed, and nobody's free. Yeah. This is great. Wait a minute. You're against white supremacy, but you won't take a picture with a Hispanic?
Why not? I'm not going to be provoked.
You're not being provoked?
Yes, you are. You're absolutely being completely provocative. How could you support Donald Trump? I don't want to hear anybody.
Why would you want me not to support who I want to support?
I want you to support who you want to support, but
yeah.
This isn't funny. That's the thing.
I know, don't drama.
This is real.
So this is it.
This is absolutely real.
Liberty, guns, beer, Trump, but not beer though. I'm more of a book guy or a Bible guy. Build the wall. I don't care if you ask me. Free speech. I'm allowed to speak. Mexico.
No, they're not.
Okay, you disagree. Why? I disagree with that too. Here's two ways, for starters. First of all, we stop sending them foreign aid and we keep our money. Second of all,
foreign aid how?
Okay, we're giving them like hundreds of millions already a year to Mexico. So that's the first thing. Second way is to seize El Chapo's assets. That was Ted Cruz's idea. The third way is a remittance tax on illegals to send their money to other countries. Bam, we paid for the wall. I answered your question.
So you know that
and I'm not going to talk to you either.
Why?
So you're calling me a fraud.
Wow, that's shameful.
Hey.
He's an immigrant. He's an immigrant. I thought you guys were pro-immigrant.
Hey.
Which press agent?
I'm with San Francisco State University.
Oh, you're okay.
You see that guy?
Wow. Tell me what happened to you.
Are you willing to share your name?
Yeah, I'll give you my card.
Oh, you have a card? Well, let me see.
Wrong card. Hold on. Oh, I'm a little worried about Marco there. The crap he's put up with is unthinkable.
Thank you.
Okay, you need a charger.
Yeah.
That's too bad. What time is it?
You want to go get a coffee?
Yeah, and then we got to go to San Francisco. I'm losing track of time.
All right.
We need to go. I got to go to San Francisco. I love that city. I don't like the people who run it, but I love the city. We got to get our team. We got to get your son, and we got to get the other guy. Okay. Okay. Stand against hate.
Oh my God!
Oh no, triggered. Mira su presidente. Voilà votre président.
You too. El presidente. Este es tu presidente.
No es mi presidente. No.
El presidente.
Whoa! Please don't threaten him.
Did you hear that? She's gonna
Please
kill
don't
me.
threaten him.
He's gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me. Why are you gonna kill me? Are you being racist?
Wow. Jeez. She threatened your life? That's pretty hateful. Yes, I did. Why don't we talk to a police officer about it? It's outrageous. She said if you touch me, I will kill you. Whoa! She said if you touch me, I'll kill you. What?
You videotaped the man punching me after he pushed my friend. Did you report him to the police because you have videotape?
What I have is I saw a scuffle break out. I don't know who touched whom. I don't know who instigated what.
I like that you guys don't like him.
And it's fine. It's a free country. I'm trying to get the free speech aspect to grow.
This is your president!
Nazi Vegas is got to go. Trump is a fascist.
Okay.
This is your president. El presidente.
No. El jefe.
Yes, they are.
Disgusting. He's a racist.
Arthur.
He's a criminal.
Arthur Schaper. I have a card. I just want to see your poster.
He's your president.
Dear hate mongers, thanks for coming. Every hate here equals more money for intercultural education. Donated to Facing History. I'll give you my card. That's fine. Well, I don't. Okay, I don't want to be. That's fine. That's okay. I give it to everybody and their uncle. That's fine. You can email me. You hate. You like. I don't care. I gotta give him my card. There. You got it. I'm going to have that discussion. It's about free speech.
Impeach
Go for
Trump.
it.
Impeach Trump. Impeach Trump. Impeach
I disagree.
Trump. Impeach Trump.
Speech won't kill you.
Impeach Trump. Impeach Trump. Impeach Trump. And Pence.
Look at this. This is unity.
ICE is coming, man. You better look out.
What's coming?
ICE is coming. Look out. I'm just saying.
Wow.
ICE
That's
coming,
kind of
man.
racist.
Because he ain't gonna save you.
That's right.
Okay? He ain't gonna save you.
He doesn't care.
When ICE come and get you, bro, he ain't gonna save you.
Hey, look at his fucking flea market they had, man.
When he come for your cousin,
he got paid like $100. I saw.
He ain't gonna save him. Okay?
This is your president.
No, he's not. He's your president.
That's your president, bro.
This man has courage like nobody's business.
But Tillerson says he doesn't speak for America.
So, no. With that logic in mind, you be proud, okay? Because again,
he is proud.
And he's a fucking immigrant.
I know, it's okay. No.
Well, who's the
immigrant?
It's okay.
You're an immigrant. We're all immigrants.
I'm an immigrant too, but he's a fucking
Hey.
He's like fucking Gibson.
Hey.
We're all immigrants.
We don't have to tear this brother down.
Hey, this looks like the fucking.
Does anybody have a bottle of water?
Yeah, because of you.
Anybody have a bottle of water? This man would like a bottle of water. My brother, mi hermano, ¿quieres un vaso de agua?
This is what
Mi
you're
hermano,
gonna
¿quieres un vaso de agua, por
At
favor?
some point, you're gonna have to explain to your grandchildren.
Hey, we're not here
happened.
protesting the president. We're
That's
here
what
protesting
you're gonna have to
racism,
explain.
bro. Listen
Okay?
to it. Why are you positive?
Okay, hold on.
President, we're protesting racism.
You're gonna have to explain your stand. Okay, now Trump might have made sure you had a job. I don't know what he did for you. I don't know what he did for your family or your cousins. I know what he's doing to them now. Okay, so as you have your pride and your, be like look and see these cameras are actually mirrors. Okay, and so when you look into those cameras and you say your name. I'm John Taylor, and I do not support Donald Trump.
My name is Marco, and I support Donald J. Trump.
Marco what?
Gutierrez.
And you work in this area? Because my job is to get guys.
Hold on.
Hey. My job is to make sure that you have the right to express your views.
Good.
And lose your job on Monday.
Okay.
So you should say your name.
I'm gonna lose
in
my
the
job
mirror.
because I support
You should
my
scream
church.
out your name in the mirror. These are mirrors. Because
Absolutely.
when you get seen, I don't want to see you like your homeboy. And I didn't really mean it. These people
we
are
mean
coming
it.
after me. The police are trying to arrest me.
He already meant
I
it.
don't want to see that.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, scream out your name.
My name is Arthur Schaper.
And
I am from Torrance, California, and I am a proud Trump supporter.
Yes.
Did you get that, cameras?
Mirrors.
Did you get that, mirrors?
Mirrors. Hey.
And I'm in UC Berkeley. I'm in Berkeley saying it proudly.
What do you support?
Yes, I am. I'm right here.
God bless America.
Absolutely. Say it right now.
I support America.
God bless America.
No, I can't. Well, I can't support a fool.
Okay.
Why is he a fool? Why is he a fool? Now, are you going to show me your tats?
My tats.
No, that's just one.
But answer the question. How is he a fool? How is Trump a fool? Just answer the question. Just answer it, my man.
Because I think families can be illegal.
How is Trump a fool? Where do I start?
Fine. Start at the beginning.
Okay, let's start with disrespect of women.
Okay.
Is that a good start?
So now, how is he disrespecting women, though?
Because if he saw your sister
his time.
and she was fine, if he saw your sister and she was fine, he couldn't help himself. He gonna do a little this. He gotta grab it, right?
Now him talking
You're
like
all
that.
right with that, right?
No, I'm not, and he apologized for that.
He apologized.
Yes, he did.
Well, okay, let me tell you.
Now, when is Bill Clinton going to apologize for raping those 5 women?
You're going way too far back, bro.
Okay, but we're back to the. I'm giving you an example. The double standard. And Trump didn't rape anybody.
No double standard. No double standard.
Yes, there is.
If you indeed.
So I pushed that aside.
What? The pussy grabbing?
Yes, I pushed that aside. Now what's the next thing? How is he a fool?
He's a fool to think that. I don't know. Are you a neo-Nazi?
Oh, hell no.
Are you
No, talk about Trump. Why do you have a problem with Trump?
I am.
No, you talked about me. Why is he a fool?
He's causing problems for the lower economic level of our country.
How?
How? One, by taking claim for the jobs that Obama has left created.
No.
Okay? Oh, yeah, he did.
No.
He did.
So I want to respond to that. So you say he's a fool.
Until October 7th.
So you say he's a fool.
2017.
I allowed you to speak. I want to respond. Just a sec. So you say he's a fool for hurting working Americans.
You cut me off.
No, because you made a statement. I want to respond to it just as I respond.
Answer your question.
Now, here's my answer to what you're saying, that he's hurting working class people. Here's the answer. When you are cutting illegal immigration, that's bringing up wages for American workers.
Are you going to pick grapes?
So, here's the other thing.
Are you going to pick grapes?
I'm talking about how it's working American people. You need not want me to answer.
Are you going to pick grapes?
So, we've got that as well. You see business is going up. We got the market going up. You've got corporations having to pay American workers like yourself and me and you more money because you're not getting undercut by illegal immigration.
Are you going to pick grapes?
I'm not picking grapes.
Why not?
Because that's not my job. That's not my skill set. I'm here right now trying to talk to you. This is my skill set.
Well, we're successful in that. We're talking to each other.
High five?
No, none of that.
Okay, I tried.
But listen, as I told
you. Okay, so you say he's a fool. I responded to 2 things that are not true.
This one.
Keep going.
He's dividing the country.
How?
And this is why
by this.
Okay?
No, we're talking. It's okay. We're not agreeing. I'm sorry. I'm just responding.
He's a fool because he
sit down and have a conversation. Posture really gets in the way between men. We always do it like if we sat down and have a conversation. Posture.
Do you want to do that? Sit down?
Let's just sit down and have a conversation.
Sit down. Let's go.
Have a conversation.
Okay. Because it's easier that way. We don't have to wear up.
There's no posture involved. You just sit down and just talk.
Besides, it's cooler here. If you want to stand. Okay. So he's dividing the country. That's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all,
and he's a fool because he didn't take the opportunity to bring the country together after what happened in Charlottesville.
So let me start with this. Okay, I'm interrupting. I'm trying to work on that.
Do you agree with that?
I disagree.
He
3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, he condemned the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists. He condemned the tragic and unjust death of Heather. That should have never happened. He condemned that as well. What you're seeing, sadly, is a media narrative that is taking out the statements. He read his statements word for word. He has his press releases as a White House. He took all those things. So he has spoken against that.
What happened right after it? What was the statement right after?
Answer the question. What did you serve?
So you're telling, okay, what did I miss or not answer?
Why did he take the opportunity right after what happened to say that he was he didn't condemn the Nazis, he didn't condemn
He did.
Not right after it.
So what?
So what?
You can't do everything at once.
Yes, you can.
Just because he responds. But, okay, I don't know why you guys are upset. Okay, he condemned the hate just because he didn't do it 2 seconds later. Nobody can respond to terrorism within an hour. You want to know why? I got to answer this because I can give you another status for this. You can't respond to terrorism within 1 hour because you need to know what's going on. And I want you to think about what happened with 9/11. George W. Bush was reading to children in Florida, and then he gets word that a plane crashed into the 9/11 center. What the hell's going on? He said, okay, I gotta go and figure it out. We didn't know what was going on. It took a day to realize that it wasn't just domestic terrorism, that you had 19 people who had overstayed their visas, who had commissioned these planes, had been training for months. So gotta give, you just can't jump down on everybody and within an hour. You gotta know what's going on. Yeah. That's my answer.
But in this case,
so you let's get facts before you open your mouth. I thought you were for Trump.
The president is not by himself, right? He has the whole full staff there behind him, right? And apparently he doesn't listen very much to them.
I think it's a good idea for him not to listen to certain people.
Wait a minute. It's unclear if you have the group of people Jews will not replace us.
You're going to have to speak up a little bit. I'm sorry.
It will be really clear when you have people shouting statements like Jews will not replace us to take a position against that. Thousands of Americans
I didn't even hear that. I didn't even hear that. Isn't that terrible?
You're not smarter than that.
Okay. You know what? I have to tell you something. Whoever said that, it's evil. If the president doesn't announce it, I have. And who are the ones who killed the Jews? Nazis. And the Nazis were a left-wing socialist organization.
You did. Who killed our soldiers in World War II?
You may not like the response, but I've answered it nonetheless.
No, because how could you not heard about the march that happened at the university?
Now I know about what happened at Charlottesville. It was evil what happened.
When he said there were nice people there.
Okay, yes, there were free speech advocates who were not Nazis. Yes, and some of the people who I know here are connected with people who were there.
Hold on 1 second, you just told me you didn't hear that.
About the thing about the Jews will not replace us.
We killed 265 Confederates under that flag in the Civil War.
So I've answered this. You're not going to like every answer that I've given?
No, because that's not right.
Sorry, I have to disagree.
Wearing the flag to kill your grandfather. Why are you wearing the flag of those who killed your grandfather?
So I'm going to make this really clear with what I have. Trump made it clear 3 days in a row that he condemned the violence, he condemned the white supremacy, and he condemned the neo-Nazis.
Put on a uniform. Take off that hat. Put on a uniform.
Was there something else you want to move?
You'll take off that fucking hat and you'll put on a uniform.
I'm going to. Thank you for that. Give me
and I'll stand just to make it easier for you. Okay. So you guys are giving him a hard time because he didn't answer right away. That's not a standard. Okay, thank you. You're saying that, and that's just not true. That to me is an unjust and an immaterial criticism. Next.
Go back and look at the footage.
Okay, I've listened to his statements. He did an excellent job. Can we talk about? Let's talk about another issue. Why do we see anti-Semitism on the rise in this country? Do you know that they're one of the most targeted groups in this country? Why is that happening?
You know that it's a tiny group?
Who are?
The anti-Semite. It's a tiny group.
I hope you're right.
No, I think I am right. The problem what we see now is they're emboldened by this fool that we have in the presidency.
No, he's not emboldening them. This man is a staunch supporter of Israel. Excuse me. He marched he marched in support of Israel. He sponsored those parades. This man appointed David Friedman to be the ambassador to Israel, who supports a one-state solution. They are fiercely pro-Israel, pro-Jewish as well. That's just not so. Sorry, wrong. Well, God bless the great state of Israel. Jewish people have a partner and a champion in Donald Trump.
Is that why a lot of the rabbis pull out of the conversation they were going to have not too long ago? I mean,
what conversation?
I can't recall clearly what it is, but there is a
what conversation
that they have traditionally between rabbis and the president, and
he met with Netanyahu.
They all pull out. No, they're talking about the rabbis in this country, not Netanyahu, who's a right-wing guy.
Well, what's the name of this group?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
And I don't remember everything either. So give me a break as I'm giving you a break, okay? Like someone saying Jews won't replace us. Someone said that in Charlottesville. I didn't hear that. I heard other terrible things that happened there. Okay, so I just want to make that really clear. So we're allowed not to know everything.
No, it's true. But why didn't he took that opportunity.
He already did. I don't know what's the time limit that you're outlining. You guys are quibbling over a time frame when he demanded it and he spoke out against it. And I told you why. I've answered that question. So what else did you want to talk about?
Right-wing person.
He spoke out against that. What else do you want to talk about? Trump's a fool. Why? Because that's what had started it.
I don't like Trump. He's that guy.
Okay, you don't like him?
He's
okay.
Like pushing, all the bunch of lies he's been doing about the wall and everything else.
I love the wall. You have a wall in your home, don't you?
Actually, no, I don't. But
you don't have walls in your home.
Well, in the house.
You have a wall for your home, don't you? No, that is a serious issue. This country is our home. We need to have a wall to protect our home, do we not? Because we see rampant criminality, drug use, terrorism is crossing our border.
Okay, do you know the statistics of how much crime is produced by these illegal immigrants?
Illegal aliens, that's the term I like to use. Too much. But if you want to talk about specific percentages, I don't have a number off the top of my fingers.
Yeah, but it's low.
I'm not interested in offense or disoffense. I'm interested in legal accuracy and moral. So illegal alien. But we're allowed to disagree.
Are you willing to look at that?
Look into the crime rates on that?
Yeah. Are you willing to do that?
Oh, sure. Just like a gentleman from of Persian descent, from Iran, and he said to me that Jews are safe in Iran. He said that to me. I didn't believe him. I've talked to Jewish people who fled Iran. I'll look into it. If Jewish people feel safe in Iran, fine, I want to look into it. But I don't believe that, because you have a radical Islamic regime that runs Iran that wants to blow Israel off the face of the earth. That sounds extremely anti-Semitic to me. And this is a country which hosted a Holocaust denial conference. That is so offensive. But freedom of speech is freedom of speech. If people want to believe the Holocaust never happened, fine. But it's easy to disprove them. It is a mania to believe that. Those gas chambers are not lying, okay? 6 million Jews died.
That's exactly why it's so outrageous that he did not take a stand right away.
You're talking about Charlottesville now again?
Yeah.
I'm past that. I've answered that, and you don't like my answer. I can't keep going up there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But you're wearing Make America Great.
I am.
Can you tell me what does that mean to you?
We had for 8 years under the previous presidency see this country's status, culture, and worth diminished. We saw, excuse me, I'm speaking for this. This is why. We saw unprecedented 95 million people out of work. We saw illegals taking jobs, killing Americans. Talk to Jamil Shah, talk to Sabine Durden, talk to Angie Morphine, whose son was murdered by an illegal alien. That was in 1990.
Okay, and now in the last 7 months, what has Trump actually done?
That's making America great again.
Correct.
I'm glad we can have this discussion. Jobs are up. We see 1 million jobs. Job market has rebounded incredibly. We've seen 1 million jobs added, 220,000 in the last quarter. These are jobs that are not just service level or entry level. We have seen Second Amendment rights reinstated. I am pro-life, and I don't want tax dollars, yours or mine, spent on abortions. If you want to support abortion, I'm just speaking to everybody. So I'm answering your question. Thank you. So, I'm really glad. I'm glad for the Mexico City gag order that it was reinstated. Ronald Reagan instated it. Donald Trump expanded it so that we don't have tax dollars going towards other procedures which kill life. Now, we don't have to agree on those issues. This is why
don't agree.
That's fine. I'm happy to have that discussion. So I want to wrap this up. I'll be with you next, okay? So, and here's the other thing too. There's other things that I want to speak to on this. We see our energy development increasing. I support Keystone and the Dakota pipelines being built. I support that our business confidence is increased. I also support our foreign policy where we have a diminished investment in... Oh! Whoa! Why are you here? Why?
Because we don't like you.
Why?
Because we don't like you.
Why?
Because we don't like you. Because we don't like you.
You don't have to like me, but it's not an excuse to hit.
Everything you say you're for. I'm not touching anyone. Everything you say you're for, we're against. That's why.
You can be against, but you don't have to engage in violence. I don't understand why there can't be a tolerance. Because I haven't attacked anybody. I haven't hit anybody.
Yeah, but where do you live?
I listen to you.
Where do you live?
We don't agree or disagree on anything. So I don't know why anybody has to be attacked. I haven't hit anybody. I haven't touched anybody. I just got hit. So it doesn't matter. I've seen people who are communistic and have attacked.
Yeah,
I agree with you. My grandfather did too. He fought in the Chinese theater.
You would be ashamed.
Not at all. Because my grandfather wanted to see working Americans of all backgrounds cared for. My grandfather was a working man. He was a supporter. He worked in the military. And it doesn't matter what I am. You could say it's a free.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
It's a free country.
Where do you? Just what city?
I need to sit down for a second.
What city do you live in? No, I'm just kidding. Do you live?
I need to sit down just for a second. Okay.
Do you live
it's like
in
shady
the Bay
here.
Area?
No, I don't. I live in Torrance, California.
Okay, why are you here?
The South Bay.
Why are you in our neighborhood?
Okay.
When
I'm in your neighborhood.
You're not welcome. So why are you coming into our neighborhood? You don't.
Is it only your neighborhood?
No, why are you coming to
Of
Berkeley?
course not.
Why are you coming to Berkeley at your rally? Why are you coming to Berkeley? Why are you bringing a prison yard ideology to our town?
Prison ideology?
Yes, separatism is
okay.
prison yard ideology.
I don't know. Are you like trying to like?
Why are you in our town? Why are you coming to Berkeley for that?
I can't respond to two. I want to respond to one person.
You don't have to.
Am I going to be able to respond?
at all. I don't care.
Okay, then if you don't want me to speak,
out is what you can do.
No, I don't have to leave.
No, I'm not. No one's forcing you to leave. I'm saying I'm inviting you to leave.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
But I don't have to leave.
Obviously, no one's bringing you out.
Did I answer your question?
No, what I'm saying is you're bringing a
we may not agree. In fact, we probably vividly disagree.
We don't want it.
That's
here.
fine. But maybe we
man.
can find a point of agreement. I'd actually be interested in doing that.
Okay. Well, no, guys, we want to bring this country together. He's willing to talk for a minute. No.
So let me ask you a question. Do you believe that corporations should get a bailout?
It's not.
No, neither do I. I absolutely despise that.
Thank you.
When there was a bailout in 2009 and Bush did that, I was angry. Bush should have never done that. Bush should have never done that.
You're racist.
Sir, you said you would talk to me next.
I want to, but I get attacked and then I get pushed.
No.
Yeah, they did.
I haven't touched you.
So.
Yes, but you know what? I'm worried about my trans.
Why are you? And now you got to put a mask on. I don't know why.
Because I don't want people like you to know who I am.
Okay. Okay. I can be full of anything. I get it, but I'm willing to listen.
You're privileged also.
Okay, that's nice. So we're against corporate welfare. We're against corporate welfare. Absolutely. I don't want any business getting a handout from the government when we have homeless veterans. When we had homeless veterans, we had homeless veterons.
These people have.
We have foster kids. You saw it. So, but if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. So, and I answered your question. I'm glad you acknowledge he's your president. You don't have to like him.
I don't like him. He didn't vote for him.
It's a free country.
But when he starts his campaign, Mexicans are murderers.
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
No.
I heard him say it.
No. So let me speak to that.
Go to YouTube.
Can I answer that? Sure.
Fucking bullshit.
Okay, that's nice.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Lying Nazis. Lying Nazis.
Okay.
Lying Nazis.
Even though I'm the one who got hit. Okay. So don't push me, please.
Leave. If you have such a problem with people like us, leave.
You wanted to ask me something. Okay. How many? I know a lot. Okay. You can talk to my own mother. You can talk to any mother.
I don't care about anyone's mother. Just spit out what you're saying.
Okay. So let me go over here. I want to go in the shade. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thanks. Now, here's the deal. A human life, you're talking, but I got to stand near him, and he's got to stand near me. So that's how it is. Too bad. So, I understand you're upset, or if you are not upset.
Tell me what you mean.
Okay, that's fine. So here's the deal.
So you don't think my rights are being diminished, but you're pro-life.
I'd like to answer your question, okay? But I have a right to maintain my safety. I've just been attacked once already.
Yeah, that's nice.
No, it's not nice. My being attacked is not nice.
That means
Like what I want to answer your question, but they don't want me to. I'm allowed to though. I was attacked. I was
We're protecting you and that
Please go somewhere else because we're having
okay, that's nice.
Stop whining discourse, okay? Discord, not discourse.
Okay.
I can't talk to someone. She's not hiding from me. Do not hide her. She's allowed to speak. She's bold enough to speak to me.
Okay.
And you deserve to be recognized for that.
Okay. So, say, I'm going to give you.
Are you going to talk to me or not? Because I'm not going to endanger my safety just because you're angry. So, okay.
Hey there, how you doing, sir?
Has room for everyone, so long as you're not here with a club.
Thank you. I absolutely agree with this lady.
There are Republicans.
Give her a hand. I'm serious.
There are Republicans who live here.
Yes, there are.
And I would like to invite all the Republicans to please do this in the Berkeley manner by raising a lot of money at the Brazilian Room and give it to a good cause. And you can vote for whoever you damn well please.
Okay, ma'am, you have a
America.
Berkeley stance against United.
Did you? I'm sorry. Did you finish? Did you? Wait, hold on. Did you finish?
Okay.
Did you finish?
City councils that gave these out.
Okay.
I am.
And it's,
I am.
we have a Latino mayor.
Oh, I've got a battery. Don't worry. I'm good. Thank you.
So you guys are having a nice conversation.
We are.
And you're a Trump supporter.
I am.
Make America great hat on.
I am. Absolutely. I support our president. I'm a proud Trump supporter. I don't agree with everything. I'm trying to have a peaceful discussion. I want to take the Trump movement everywhere. Berkeley, San Francisco, everywhere.
And then when he did,
Even if you disagree
when he
or don't
flipped-
like it.
when he flipped on the trans thing.
You know what? Can we have that discussion? I know you're going to disagree with me. I'm glad that he reinstated the ban. I am.
Elevator.
Oh,
Why?
Okay.
very much.
Thank you for letting me talk. Okay. Transgenderism. People should be proud of the gender they're born with. If you're a male, be male. If you're female, be female. There's only two.